Small changes can have a real impact on your life. They will make a bigger and longer lasting difference than big changes, and let me tell you why. If you were to start going to the gym to build muscle and had the mindset of giving it your all every session, you would only become more and more physically and mentally tired the further you go along with it. Your motivation to give it your all will quickly diminish because you give no time for your body or your brain to recover, and not recovering means overtraining, which then leads down to a whole host of different problems. You don't build muscle through doing a specific number of sets in a given year. You build muscle from doing a specific number of sets per session, so you'll never be able to make up for the several years that you haven't been going to the gym, or even make up for the times that you skipped the gym. If you were to give it your all, you would spend around 3 days worth of energy on your first session, while the smart man who saved his energy would spend around a day's worth of energy, or even less, which means it took the smart man a day or less to recover, while it took you 3 days. There's only so much work you can do at the gym before you start getting diminishing results. In the same way, when trying to like a new food, I don't like squid, although I haven't tried it, so to try to get myself to like it, I'm not going to try to make up for all the times I haven't had squid and stuff my face until I throw up. One small piece would be enough for me to gag, I imagine. So instead of stuffing my face, I would eat it little by little and eat more when I know I can stomach it. And this little by little approach should be your approach to nearly everything in life. Small changes will compound over time. You think that getting big results means you need big changes, but that couldn't be further from the truth. Journaling for 3 hours, 10 times a year, is probably around 50 times worse than journaling for 2 minutes every day for a whole year, even though you spent more total time journaling in the former example. The benefit of journaling isn't about doing it for a set amount of time per year or how much total time you spent doing it. It's doing it for a set amount of time every day. The effort will be the same, but the results will multiply. The more you practice something, the more beneficial it becomes. Journaling for the first time will make you feel good, but only because you know it's supposed to be good, but it won't feel natural. Whereas journaling for the 4th year in a row will of course feel natural, but will also maintain you in superior levels of inner awareness and clarity. Say that journaling improves your life by a modest 1% every day. You would think that by the end of the first year, you would become 3.65 times better than your past self, but you would actually become 37.78 times better than your past self, and that is due to compound improvement. You won't be improving by a flat 1% every single day. It'll be 1% the first, then 1.01% the next, and the 1% that you improve today will be added on to the 1% that you improve the next day, which basically means that you improve more and more with the more days you stick to the habit, all the way until you improve 1% for 365 days to become 37.78 times better at journaling. And of course this doesn't only apply to journaling, it applies to anything you wish to improve at. Anything you do or practice becomes a part of you. If you were to journal for 4 years straight, the inner awareness and clarity that you get from journaling would become a part of you. And if you were to stop journaling, you would lose that, and in turn lose a part of yourself. Do know that this applies to bad habits as well. You could be a person that journals every day, but also someone who binge eats junk food and watches porn. Yes, you will be a person with better inner awareness and clarity, but also someone who constantly stuffs himself with chocolate and crisps and watches women that they want have sex with other men. Small changes are much easier to adhere to. If you're doing it correctly, it will get hard to do the bad habits that you know you should be doing. If it never gets difficult, it means you haven't tried hard enough to make it a part of your life. When it gets difficult to do the good habits every day, the people who try to make big changes in their life will inevitably fail, because you know that your goal means that you have to push yourself so hard that you'll exhaust yourself for the rest of the day. And no person would want that, no matter how good the outcome is. And compare that with doing something that only takes up a fraction of your time and energy. You know rightly that you will be able to stick to the small changes that you implement and not any of the big changes. When it does get difficult, you will be able to find it in yourself to push yourself that little bit extra to keep the positive small changes in your life, because the bar isn't set that high with small changes. But you won't be able to push yourself enough to keep the big changes in your life, because you know that keeping adherence to them means that you're trying to reach a bar that is set far too high.